Peace, y'all. Peace, peace. What's goody? Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, it's been a while since I been on the IG. What's good? What's goody, yo? Greetings to everybody. Love and light on this beautiful Saturn day. You know what I mean? July the 2nd. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Cancers. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, what up, Chicago? I'm just tapping in briefly. I'm really not going to hold y'all for too long. We're going to talk about a few things, like a few announcements and shit. You know, we got some things coming up. So we'll touch on that. Shout out to Blue Pill. Blue Pill is in New Orleans, Louisiana, at the Essence Fest. Peace to everybody that'll be out there. Shout out to New York City. I just came back from New York City. It was kind of lit. You know what I mean? Shout out to NYC, BK, Harlem. Shout out to AA Rashid and everybody that I saw when I was out there. Yeah. Do you send any summit info in the text? Yeah. No, we didn't shoot out any info through the text service right now. I'm going to do a text blast later today because we have something coming up mañana, tomorrow. So look out for that. Let me put the number. Let me put the number there for people to text. Thanks for reminding me. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Don't leave. Give me 1 minute. I gotta go retrieve something. All right. I'm back. What's up with the CERN situation, bro? Any suggestions? That was a question somebody just asked. What's up with the CERN situation? Any suggestions? Any suggestions? Well, that gives me the opportunity to answer that from my perspective. My suggestion is to not give it no energy. First of all, you're not in Geneva, Switzerland. Second of all, you don't have any access to CERN. What you gonna run up in there with the blicky? Third, that really, it's a distraction, right? It's a distraction. So I don't know what to tell you. It's definitely a distraction. Because one of the things that I would say is this. You give energy to the things that you can effectively change. You don't give energy to things that you can't change. So I would focus on the things that I can change, because even if they turn CERN on, there's absolutely nothing that you could do about that. You don't have no say in it. You can't manipulate the machine. You can't, you know what I mean? Like, if they're going to open up a portal, your ass is going through it. There's nothing that you could do when it comes to that. That's false expectations appearing real. That would fall into that category. What you can do though is tomorrow there's going to be an alignment with Sirius, right? There's already mad solar flares hitting this planet, and Alkebalon 44, along with a few other of our teachers, already told you one of the best things that you could do in order to receive those downloads. That's get in the grass, ground yourself, be in a place where the negative ionosphere is kind of high. That's a good thing, the negative ionosphere, namely where water is flowing, like waterfalls or beaches. Not in the pool. The pool takes away your voltage and whatnot. That's not good for you. Chlorine in the fake pool, fake water. You want to be in the salt water. You want to be in stuff like that. You want to be able to tap into the energy that's on this planet. You want to be able to tap into Big Mama energy. You want to be able to tap into the solar flares. You want to be able to tap into the sun. You want to do a ceremony to give honors to Sirius, because the 4th of July is about Sirius. If you're going to celebrate this weekend, do not celebrate Independence Day. You don't have anything to do. You don't even know what that is. That story could be convoluted. You can't even trust any of these holidays that the Europeans celebrate, because what they do is they give you the lesser or the mundane holidays and they feed off of your energy, right? Shout out to our Kibalon in the building. Like I was telling the family a minute ago, our Kibalon prepared you for this weekend that we have amongst us, where there's going to be a once in a lifetime alignment, and that's mañana, that's tomorrow. So if you could take control of the energy, if you could harness that energy, why would we even be talking about CERN, which is 2 days later on the 5th? What would CERN have to do with, you know what I mean? If I were to harness my energy dealing with CERN, I would say, well, when CERN turns on, I either want it to malfunction, or I want the shit to, take some of our ops off of this universe, out of this universe. That's really the only thing that I could offer to that question about what do I think about CERN? Am I concerned with CERN? Blue Pill talked about that earlier in his live. There ain't shit that you could do. But what you can do is you could shift your focus onto something that's a little more in front of you. And that's the fact that there's solar flares going crazy right now. Once again, our good brother prepared us over the months when he was doing the classes. He was talking about how to get the most out of these solar flares. And now we have these solar flares and they're going crazy. So the planet is being bombarded with all of this energy and whatnot. Who's benefiting off of that? You know, who's benefiting off of that? You know what I'm talking about? I would put myself in a position to benefit off of that. You feel me? Tai Chi, Qigong, breathing, stretching, all of these exercises that you've been getting the keys over the months through different platforms and channels by different teachers. They've been putting out anything that you need to get your ass through the summer, because this summer, as you can see, is it's a challenging summer, y'all. This shit is, I don't want to be a fearmongerer, but there are a lot of when we talked about the red summer, and the fact that, a lot of people are being triggered and whatnot over the past few years, that the crime and the violence has spiked, right? It's almost as if Blue Pill brought this up. No. Was it Blue? Yeah, it was Blue. Blue Pill brought this up, and it makes so much sense. It kind of it made me think. I'm like, let me think about that. When the Travis Scott concert took place, I believe that was in November at Astroworld in Texas. And there was a ritual. It was a mass ritual because of so many people that were in attendance. And then you had a murder take place, right? The same way that in LA, when they killed Draco the Ruler recently at that concert, right? Where there was thousands of people in attendance, and, he gets killed. Right? He gets jumped by like 60 different Bloods, and they stab him in the neck. That shit is impactful. You know what I mean? And it's almost like it opened up, LA was already kind of off the hook, but that shit made it a little even more off the hook. You know what I mean? To whereas you're seeing LA literally like descend into something that they've never really, this type of energy that they got out there is different. But anyway, it seems since the Astroworld situation that motherfuckers walk through it seems like some type of energy done came to this planet, because, you know, when you look around and you pay attention to what's going on, like shit is a little lit outside. You feel me? Like that, you know, it's a little, the level of depravity has somewhat leveled up. You know what I mean? People are committing heinous crimes, not just regular shit. People are committing heinous crimes, you know, and not only are they committing heinous crimes, these crimes are almost being allowed to happen. You understand? These crimes are being allowed to happen. Ever since that whole 2020 George Floyd defund the police, you know, as you can see, crime has been skyrocketing and the police are not really playing their part. You know what I mean? They're not serving and protecting anymore. You know, they basically, you know, they're showing you what their true purpose is. And that's really to protect businesses, corporations, private citizens, their policy enforcers, and to carry out intimidation and things of that nature on people who are not just law abiding, but people who are exercising their inalienable rights. That's what they're using the law enforcement and the police for, to threaten and to coerce, you know, people who wish to be in their own sovereign minds, in their own sovereign body. That's what they use. They're not using them to motherfucking for Blue's Clues. They're not using them to solve these murders and these robberies and these rapes. You understand? And these B&Es, these breaking and enterings. People are out here going stupid. And then when you juxtapose that on a simple fact that the economy is failing, when you juxtapose that with the fact that inflation is at all-time high, everything is expensive. Everything is $3 extra right now. You know what I'm talking about? Everything is $3 extra. And that shit is having effects and it's having its quote unquote, its desired results on the population of people who are already poverty minded and already criminal minded and whatnot. And it's creating more of a criminal subculture in our neighborhoods, not in suburbia, in the hood, my nigga, the gentrified hoods that are wild expensive to live in and whatnot. They breaking into cars. Motherfuckers is getting hit upside the head. You know what I mean? They're doing breaking and enterings, home invasions. It's all kind of shit going on. Right? However, once again, this is not to create any type of fear. This is not to create any type of pessimism. This is not to create any type of negative results. This is typically just raising awareness and pointing out some things. And, you know, being able to talk about it because, nigga, we live through all kind of shit. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about? We live through all kind of stuff and we'll continue to live through all kind of things. Like we're going through what is known as the Kali Yuga. You got to be prepared to see shit like this. You know what I mean? When you came back and when you reincarnated to do this work, you already knew it was going to entail. And on the flip side of it, when you see so many people waking up, when you see so many people shifting their quote unquote positions in life to be to be that of a higher frequency, you're also going to see shit falling apart right before you. You're also going to see debauchery. You cannot have it both ways. You know, people are under the impression that we live in this utopian mind state. That's the Christianized mind and whatnot. That's the Sunday school mind state that everything's supposed to be blossoming and beautiful and peaceful and the deers are running across your yard and shit like that. And that's not reality. It's not reality. You know, it's not the reality. That's not the reality of this planet. This planet and this earth that we stand on, this binary planet, right? This dualistic, experience that we have on this quote unquote in 2D reality and whatnot. You're going to have the good and the bad. You're going to have what is known as the right and the wrong. You're going to have left and right. You're going to have two genders. You know what I'm talking about? This is a binary planet. So there's frequencies and there's quote unquote, there's a spectrum. There's a spectrum. And every single day in the Serengeti, and every single day, right, out there in you know, on the motherland, and in the rainforest, and in the jungle, right? Animals, right? They belong to what is known as the food chain, right? Or a hierarchy along the food chain. There's the king of the jungle, and then there's all the animals that fall underneath that king, inside of that kingdom. And the last time I checked, the way that they go out and get something to eat is, you know what I mean? Like, they're not ordering from DoorDash. You know, they running out there, and that lion is chasing down a gazelle, and they're going to chase one. They're going to catch a gazelle, and they're going to gut that gazelle, and they're going to eat it right there on the motherfucking grass in the Serengeti. That's the planet that we live on. So to sit around and try to act like shit ain't gonna be what it's supposed to be, you know, I don't even want to waste your time, bro. You know, I don't even want to. You could go and tap into the what's my niggas that be bald headed and be doing the namaste and everything. You could go and tap into them. You know what I'm talking about? You could go and tap into them, because that's not the reality that we live in. That's not the world that we live in. The shit that you're seeing going on is actually on pace, right? This is what was predicted. It is actually happening the way that it's supposed to happen, to be honest with you. You know what I'm talking about? Like, nothing that I see going on is happening out of happenstance. Everything is connected. Everything's supposed to happen the way that it is happening. The fact that they out here telling you that UFOs are real, the fact that they are out here opening up portals and whatnot, the fact that they are out here cloning everything, you know, walking and whatnot, everything that you see taking place, supposed to take place. So don't be alarmed by none of this shit. The only thing that you should do, or you could do, or you would do, if you realize the times that you're living in, is that you would capture the story as a creative, and you would take whatever's taking place, and you would crystallize that into some type of content. You know what I'm talking about? Because what's never gonna stop is time is never gonna stop motherfucking going. Change is the only constant, meaning that the sun is gonna set and the motherfucking sun is gonna rise. And what was today is going to be tomorrow. And 2022 is going to be behind you. And your ass is going to be in 2028, reminiscing on all of the fun that you had in 2022 when they had all of these things happening. But you don't have anything concrete or crystallized during that time that you own, right? You didn't write a song to commemorate what it is that you're experiencing. You didn't shoot a fucking video, right, to capture the energy of 2022. When people just started coming outside, you didn't go outside and do a documentary on it. You didn't write a comic book based off of the portals opening up. All I'm saying is we are going through, picture you in a Nebuchadnezzar in a spaceship. You were traveling through some turbulent, quote unquote, times and whatnot. You are moving through some very interesting times. These are times that will not repeat themselves. However, you are highly distracted. And because of your distraction, they're distracting you by just making you, quote unquote, you know, in fear. You're scared about the food shortage. You're scared about the stocks falling. You don't even own any stocks. And it got you scared about the stock market. You scared about Bitcoin going down to 5,000. You don't even own any Bitcoin. Instead of being scared, you should be excited. But they got you scared that the fucking crypto is tanking and whatnot. But they don't even have you in a mind state where they're like, yo, that's something that you should even celebrate if you don't own any. Now, the niggas that should be worried about is the people that own those shits. The majority of people, 80-something% of the population, don't own one cryptocurrency. So the only reason that they're happy is because it was hell living in a bull market where niggas was, you know, posting all of their wins and whatnot. It was causing anxiety in a motherfucker that didn't have Bitcoin. He was like, man, I missed out on the biggest lick in history. I missed out on one of the biggest bubbles ever. Here it is. I'm still got fucking fiat and whatnot. So they was just wishing bad on niggas all day. And now that the shit is falling, people sleep comfortably because they like, niggas is on my level. We all losing. Not just me. All of us are losing. Life is good. You know what I'm talking about? Life is good. Nigga, we all broke. Life is good. You know what I'm saying? At least these niggas can't come up on me. It won't be a hot boy summer with the crypto bros. These niggas is hurting just like me. You know what I'm talking about? They fucked up just like me. They having, they don't know, they can only afford one bag of McDonald's and not 3. Just like me. You know what I'm saying? They can only feed their one child and not 4 of them. Just like me. And misery loves company. You understand what I'm saying? Misery loves company. It's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. That shit goes across the board through all nationalities and ethnicities and whatnot. Misery loves company. And now that everybody is considered to be miserable, niggas is happy. You know what I mean? They're comfortable. You know what I'm saying? They don't feel threatened. They don't feel threatened. A recession is like a fucking, it's like an ongoing Hollywood holiday for a hating nigga or a broke nigga. Recessions? What recession? Life is good. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just getting $5 a day. And all of us are on Fiverr. And niggas is like back to Fiverr budgets and whatnot. But it is what it is. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is. You know how our people are. You know what I'm talking about? You know how we are. But if you was in the right mind state, you would be exuberant because you would be like, yo, now I could create an investment group, right? And I could go buy up all of this cryptocurrency that's in the toilet, that's at bottom fucking sale prices. I could go and buy some stocks that are like mad affordable right now. And I could just set my timer for 2027. No, not even that long. 2025, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Just be patient. Yo, in 2025, we gonna be rich again. We gonna be nigga rich in 2025. When these fucking coins start going to the moon and whatnot, I'm gonna sit on it for 3 years. Pause. You know what I mean? That's called playing the long game. And that's not even long. Typically it's 5 years to start out with. You know? But one of the main things that I would share is that the times that we're living, I don't know if we realize this. I went through the same thing with 2020. 2021 came and I'm like, damn, I didn't do enough in 2020 to capture the magic of that year. I was able to get away with an album. I just through the skin of my teeth, I was able to record the Red Summer, right? Boom, I got that out the way. And I'm like, boom, I captured some of the energy of 2020 by recording 14 different songs and whatnot during that year and whatnot. And they all had the energy of 2020 in it. So now in 2022, when I pop that shit and I listen to it, I'm like, yo, this project aged nicely. The same thing with the Scorpion King album. I recorded that in 2016. There is no more 2016. You cannot repeat the energy of 2016. You can't even duplicate it. It was a specific time during the precession of the equinox where we were lined up and certain type of energy and light was hitting this planet is no longer here. So anything that you captured during that time, that's the only thing that remains. That's the only thing that remains. Yes, the lectures is yes. Okay, my bad. Yes. I did the album. I did a whole bunch of lectures during 2020. American Gods. I did some Stream Chasers. I think I did Facts 2020. I did a few things, right? Stay at home lectures. One of the best things that can happen. Zoom is one of the best or not even inventions, because I did this. I did a Melanin Mondays where I was breaking down the history of consciousness, right? From my perspective, right? Not the whole history of it. What up, Richie Moon? Not the whole history. Oh, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah. Yes, I did that too. Not the whole history of consciousness. I was mostly speaking about the newest iteration of the conscious community that kind of rose up in like 2005 and 6. That would be considered like after Dr. Ben and them, and even after Dr. Valentine, because even Dr. Valentine handed over the control or the keys or the wheel to another group of teachers. Black Dot was one of them, right? So I was explaining that there's been many different iterations of consciousness. And the funny thing about consciousness is consciousness and technology are inseparable. They're tied in together. So the way that we were presenting consciousness, it really it affected the way that consciousness is broadcasted through different technology. It directly affects the way that people are learning. Case in point, let me explain, because it could be a little confusing. Okay. When we were watching VHS tapes, right? We didn't have 100 options of VHS tapes. We didn't have 100 different teachers. We didn't have 1 minute, quote unquote, TikToks that were giving us our information. We were watching the VHS 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, right? We would pause the VHS tape. We would do research. We would go and get books from the library. We would go and get books from the bookstore. We would go and ask questions to other people who were knowledgeable about what we were hearing. We were writing notes down, filling up whole notebooks with information. Fast forward to where we're at right now in 2022. You can't even hold the information anymore, because you're in what is known as the deluge of information. You're going to watch my live today, but you're going to watch 10 other teachers' lives. You're going to watch 1 minute TikToks. You're going to watch YouTubes. Then later on tonight, you're going to watch YouTube lives through the different platforms that you follow and whatnot. Some of the people got real information. Some of these niggas is gossiping. Some of these niggas don't even know anything that they're talking about, right? So you're gonna be exposed to real information, false information, and a whole lot of ego, right? You are gonna tap right back in tomorrow, the next day, because the news cycle is going at such a feverish pace. You don't even have enough time to allow the information that you heard today to even download, right? You are in a deluge. You're not just drowning in information. You're in a deluge of information. It's not just the Aquarian age or the information age. This is the this is information overload. You can't even allow a concept to marinate or to germinate in your fertile mind, because it's too many different voices in your head, because you have over options now. There's 100 different speakers to choose from now. When we first started out, even during the DVD era, there was about 50 hardcore master teachers that was running shit. You understand? And you knew whatever they said was highly researched, because they were giving you, remember when Bobby Hemmitt used to put the information on a fucking projector that were projected on the wall? You know what I mean? He used to use like see-through acetate. He would give you the book listing. He would give you the bibliography. He would pause and be like, go and get this book. Go and get that book. This is page so and so and so where this came from. You don't have that anymore. You understand? You don't have that anymore. People are not even given, they'll regurgitate Dr. Delbert Blair word for word. They'll regurgitate Sebi word for word and won't even say his name. They might even talk down to him. Be like, yo, yeah, I don't know about what Sebi was saying. So we live in a different day and time to whereas personalities are teaching you, right? Personalities run this shit. It's not, yo, this teacher, his information is 100, right? We did the research to make sure that everything that he was saying was accurate. and this teacher is accurate. No. If a nigga is dressed nicely, don't let him have no jewelry on. Don't let him have no diamonds on. Don't let a nigga have no fucking no trinkets on. Oh my goodness. If they got that, don't let a nigga have locks. Everything that he said is going to be taken on face value. Like, yo, that shit is accurate. Did you hear how he said it, family? Did you see the conviction in him? So this is about the cult of personality worship. And it's not TikTok created that. Instagram created that. The evil geniuses behind social media, right? They created that. Remember, I'm a proponent for social networking, not necessarily social media. Social media is a tool. It's a commercial, right? Text Summer to 470-660-4706. Now that's dead ass. This is a commercial. Text Summer to 470-660-4706. And we'll be able to send you all of the updates and the announcements about all of the beautiful things that we have coming up. Episode 200 of Melanin Monday coming up this Monday. Yes, we made it to 200. Nigga, mine is working. 10 toes. Mine is working on the road, mine. Them. Your brother Red Pill across the pond and yeah, them things. But anyway, if you don't have a personality and you on the internet trying to teach the people, chances are they're not going to react to you the same way that they're going to react to somebody who has a storyline, who has a personality, right? They'll make themselves a public fool. They'll make themselves a jester just to get your attention, right? Remember the laws of power when they were talking about the court jester? These people will become court jesters on the internet just to get your attention. Like I said, the evil geniuses that created social media, right? Not social network. That's the difference. The evil geniuses, the Zuckerbergs of the world who created social media, they knew what they were doing. They knew that they were basically creating a whole new legion of dark tetrads, right? Or dark triads, the quote unquote personality markers of psychopaths. Go and look up dark tetrad and go and look up the dark triad. And that's what social media is feeding individuals. They're radicalizing a population of impressionable minds, right? And hearts to become like Christian Bale was in that movie called American Psycho. Psychopaths. People who are emotionalists, dehumanized. You've watched about 30 snuff films already. You know what I'm talking about? You watching women get knocked out. You watching children get run over. Shit like that. You watching racism. You watching race soldiers execute men in real time. You're seeing people take their last breath. That has an effect on you. You are being exposed to narcissists on these platforms of the highest degree, man and child and woman too. Right? You play online video games and you locked in with niggas around the world and y'all play Call of Duty and all of these surreal depictions of you killing shit. Call of Duty, Fortnite. Yeah, that's doing something to your psyche. And then you're playing against some of the most despicable narcissists on the planet. They're cursing you out. You know what I'm saying? They're out there killing shit. You know what I'm saying? Killing everybody. You know, it's social media. You're not going to see the effects of what social media has done on our society until about 10 years down the line. But you see it right now. You see its adverse effects. But there's deeper effects to this shit right here. Right? So this has turned into the cult of personality worship. What is niggas wearing? You know, is your TikTok reel? Is your reel set up the right way? Can you do the challenge? Are you able to do these dances on TikTok? That's gonna raise, you know, your fucking your social status. You know what I mean? The shit is crazy. This is a far reach from what we were going through in the DVD and the VHS days when information wasn't tied to followers, when information wasn't tied to attire, right? What a nigga outfit looked like. When information wasn't tied into who are you sleeping with. When information wasn't tied to, you know, who you beefing with. Yo, who's he beefing? I don't like that nigga either. Yeah, I like Son because he don't like Son. You know, shit like that. Where information wasn't tied into your gang affiliations or your street affiliations. Niggas didn't care if Dr. Ben was being backed by the Bloods and the Crips. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't care if Dr. Clark, you know what I'm saying, how many times Dr. Clark was in central booking. That wasn't a prerequisite to, you know, to you being accepted by the youth and stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a different place. So by being in a different place, and the fact that to teach the people the truth is more challenging today than it ever was, because the fact that we're drowning in information, right? And the art of discernment is, you know, it's not being utilized properly. So people are, quote unquote, latching on to charlatans and, you know, clones and people who don't have all of their, quote unquote, they haven't done the proper kind of work to even get in front of the people. Not to say that to get in front of the people, you got to be some type of saint, or you have to be all the way completely healed, or you have to be some type of outstanding individual in your community. You know, no, not necessarily, because healers need healing too. You know what I'm talking about? And one of the great things about healing is sometimes when you do it in front of your community, you know what I mean? And they see your growth and your progress and they see your healing and whatnot, that inspires others to get busy as well. So I'm not a proponent to say, oh, in order to teach the people, you got to be some perfect kind of person. No, but just don't be a pedophile. You know what I mean? Like, just get that out of your system. You know what I mean? Before you get in front of the people, you know, at least not be sleeping with children. Like, my thing is this, how could a nigga stare in the camera with a straight face and be so comfortable with himself, knowing what he be doing and whatnot? And I'm not talking about one person either. There's been a lot of shit coming out lately. It's crazy. Shit crazy. You know? So I don't, you know, from my perspective, I don't think that they was dealing with shit like that 20, 30 years ago, but whatever. Like I said, all of these things are not surprising because of the times that we're living in. This is inevitable if you have it to whereas a person just has to go live on their phone from any location. They don't have to have no other credentials other than Wi-Fi. And they could build their whole following in a very short amount of time by utilizing some of the tricks of the trade in social media. Make a fool of yourself. You know what I mean? Take somebody's information and regurgitate it. You know, go live every hour. You know what I mean? It's so many things that you could do. Buy your followers. You could purchase views and whatnot. You could fluff your shit up and make it look like you bigger than you are. Don't put nothing past nobody. So, whatever. Like I said earlier, it's a lot of things that going on. I have a lecture tomorrow, as a matter of fact, where I'm going to dive a lot further into some of the things that I was talking about during this live, dealing with, you know, taking your creativity, because everybody's not a creative, right? Everybody is not a creative. That doesn't fall on everyone's shoulders and whatnot. We're not collectively all creatives. A creative is a creative, and, you know, and that's what makes them unique, because it's not a lot of them. But I was speaking directly to the creatives earlier when I was talking about capturing the, using this summer to create something. If you're a painter, I highly suggest that you get to painting and whatnot. If you write scripts, man, there's so much material to write scripts from right now. If you are a rapper, why not write some raps that will basically be a summation of the last, the first quarter of 2022. It's mad shit that been going on. You could flip so many different topics. You know what I mean? So tomorrow we're going to be doing a series that I started a few years ago called Stream Chasers, Strive and Thrive. And in Strive and Thrive, it's solution based, and we give up many different ways to tap into different income streams. Stream Chasers is about the mentality that, in order to make it through this bitch, in order to dream chase, you got to have your streams chasing. You know what I mean? You have to have multiple income streams so your dreams could come true. You know what I'm talking about? It'll come true easier like that. And we live in a world where you can have up to 10, maybe even 20 income streams. If you know what you're doing, you can have 20 automated YouTube channels, bro. You know what I'm talking about? You can have 20 Instagram business pages if you know what you're doing. You can have 20 different dropship websites if you know what you're doing. So we're going to be dealing with, I think we're going to touch on 44 lessons to avoid the recession. You know what I mean? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just going to give you the shit that's been working for people in my network, as long as myself too. And we're going to present it in 4 tiers. So the top tier, we're going to be about 300,000 to 500,000 a year. Do you know that that's what they're offering brothers and sisters who could write code, developers in the metaverse? Businesses like Google and Apple and all of these other businesses, you know that they're throwing money right now. I'm talking about big fucking bags and I've been telling my network, I've been sharing information since 2015. I've almost been pleading to y'all, get into computer languages, CSS plus, JavaScript, you know what I mean? Get into Solidity, get into all of these different languages, get into Python. I was saying that. I got receipts, no cap. I don't have no reason to cap, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is this the ashy, the classy? No, not that. That was a specific one. This one right here is a 44 lessons to avoid the recession. So the first tier is going to be, if people out there trying to get weed money, $20 a day, if you're just trying to feed yourself, if you want a penny pinch, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not here to tell you how much you should be going for. And then that's the first tier. And then it goes all the way up to the 4th tier that's going to be offering 200, 300, 400,000 and whatnot. These are some of the things that you may not even be aware of. These are some of the income streams that you probably have no knowledge of, and you probably don't know how to get certified in order to be in qualified or in alignment to get one of those bags. So I'm going to help walk you through the steps that it's going to take in order to touch these income streams, all 44 of them. This is going to be online only on Zoom through KTLUniversity.com. The link is in a bio. You dig what I'm saying? The link is in a bio. $10,000 a month. Yeah, that's $10,000 a month. That's not difficult. You know what I'm talking about? That is not difficult. You a programmer. Yes, please pull up to the class if you're a programmer. We're going to be talking about all of the quote unquote, the graphic cards, right? Even crypto mining and whatnot. That shit is lit right now because of the market and whatnot. You could go ahead and start crypto mining. You could go ahead and, it's so many things that you could do. We're going to get on it tomorrow. I'm not going to get into it right now. We're going to get into it tomorrow. I did a lot of research, and I'll also be bringing on about 1 or 2 special guests who are going to speak about, these income streams and what it's been doing for them. Yeah, cybersecurity is big. If you study in cybersecurity, Go 10 toes into that, because that shit is real huge and it's only going to get huger. You feel me? You got your ticket, Sekhmet? I appreciate you. Richie, you'll be there? Yes, sir. I appreciate you too, King. I'll see both of y'all there. So yeah, Sunday is class, 11 a.m., right? Because, you know, Monday is quote unquote a day off for the working class. So, get up early on Sunday, yo. Come and get this information. I know you might have been partying tonight on a Saturday, but, challenge yourself. Wake yourself up early. The best time to receive information like this is when the sun is out during the day and whatnot. So you could take that information and you could start applying it that day. Children are out of school. Summer school is popping. Summertime is here. Why they can't make no money? Why can't they get into some income streams? Because at the end of the day, the way that the economy is set up right now, everybody needs to have something going. Even if it's getting paid off for the TikTok or Instagram reels and whatnot, everybody should have something going inside the household. You know what I'm talking about? I'm about to sign my 2-year-old to sell cloth diapers. He's about to have his own fucking company in a minute. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody needs to be working right now, And it's not just regular work, because everybody is not buying into everything right now. As the economy slows down, you need to talk about necessities, right? Essentials. Right? That's the mind state. People are buying into essentials. And we're also going to talk about other ways to avoid being placed under this quote unquote fear campaign, right? Because if you have certain things laid out, a certain foundation laid out, they can't hit you with the fear, because the only people that are going to really get put under the fear spell is those that are not prepared, right? They're going to have you by the balls. I promise you. They're going to have you by the balls. So we want to avoid all of that, because stress is painful, my niggas. Stress, stress is not us. You know what I'm talking about? No siree. You know what I mean? We are here to be, the opposite is striving, to strive and to thrive. That is the opposite of stress and anxiety, to strive and to thrive. So shout out to all of my stream chasers. I will see y'all in the building mañana, all right? And bring your pens and your pads. And for anybody who's been asking if it's going to be recorded, yes, it will be recorded. It will be available for viewership by all ticket holders immediately after, maybe the next day it'll be available. But it'll be available forever inside of KTL University. Too blessed to be stressed, right? That's right. Too blessed to be pissed. So with that being said, y'all have a wonderful day. Stay dangerous out there. You know what I'm talking about? And do not be concerned with CERN. Give thanks to Sirius Star System. Tomorrow is a grand alignment. That is why we're doing our class tomorrow as well, to be in accordance with the alignment, the Sirius alignment with all of these planets. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very powerful day. The portal is wide open. Okay? So you are the portal. You're the God particle that CERN is looking for. You are the God particle, and the portal is in your heart. Okay? So with that being said, love and light, y'all. Peace.